Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about the release of One Punch Man World for the CN version. So it looks like some of the T3 guys are pretty sore right now because they got some of them got removed and then some of them got replaced. And they all ended up moving most of these guys over to Perfect Studios, which only makes sense due to the fact that those are the main developers of the game. And I'm guessing because of the discrepancies of what happened between the money and the original studio working on the CN version. If you do not know, I do have to repeat this because a lot of people don't know, there are multiple versions of the game. Hence why when people talk about Crunchyroll, that's a whole separate thing from Perfect Studios. Because the Crunchyroll's a publisher, T3 is a publisher, and all they do is they make sure that those versions of the game have minor discrepancies changed in order to appeal to those certain audiences around the world. Perfect Studios specifically makes the game in Japan and then sends out the source code to all the other publishers so they could finish their versions of the game before the updates actually drop. Then they release the updates all at once. That's the way it works. Now, with T3, this happening to T3, this sucks because this means that the CN version, which is the Chinese version, is definitely going to be delayed, probably, and this sucks because T3 is probably going to have to take over, which wastes time for T3. But honestly, T3 has shown that they've been a competent studio pretty much so far, and the minor discrepancies in that version of the game might actually be major due to the fact that the CN version does, deal with China. And if you don't know, there's a lot of things that you have to go through, such as minor story changes, minor detail changes, and it's just like it's I don't know if they finished it before they got hit with the firings and the movements, because I know that some of them did get moved over to like Perfect Studios. So if that's the case, then that means that they're going to continue the project with at least some people knowing about the game, and they might have a 6 month discrepancy between the versions of the game, which just sucks. I feel bad for the CN players in this regard, but honestly, this just shows you the fact that incompetency can really lead to the downfall of a version of the game. Luckily, this is only a publishing studio, very minor, you know what I mean? So at the same time, we're just going to have to deal with the fact that it is going to release at some point. But my best hope is within the next 2 months before half anniversary. If not, then I'll feel bad for the CN players because they're going to be joining us late. And I hope that the CN players do get compensated for this due to the fact that it's not their fault that the publishers were mishandling the money. You know what I mean? Because all they had to do was just get the game ready. They had everything that they had to do, and they just get it ready for the CN version, and you're good. You know what I mean? But no, like apparently these dudes took it too far, and they ended up making some money moves. And whenever you're working on multiple studios working on the same game, you would think that there is a baseline, especially with the UK and English version being done perfectly fine by those specific publishers. um, and you would expect the same from especially the CN publisher, but of course, it is going to happen. It is what it is. It just looks like that it's going to take a little bit longer. Um, this is just some breaking news for you guys, you CN players and stuff like that. I feel bad for you fellas. This is not the way that the game should have definitely went down, but this does show that at least they're looking out for the future, especially with the Perfect Studios being able to actually continue the game's process and project through different means, at least being able to make sure that the game will release for the CN version at some point. It just sucks that this is the way that it had to work. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Take it easy and peace out.